They began with a quiet, domestic unease. Ordinary footage framed by ordinary lives, each uploader convinced they had captured something that did not belong. The narrator watches with you, guiding through 7 short recordings where the border between explanation and inexplicable thins to a thread. Stay until the end, subscribe, and send your own footage. This first clip comes from the TikTok account at Laura Babywatch, recorded in a century-old farmhouse while the account owner babysat an infant in the living room. The hook, a rocking chair, moves on its own while the sitter stands just feet away, phone in hand. On the video, Laura whispers, Did you see that?" The camera pans slowly. No one touched it. The chair rocks twice more, creaking in a low, metronomic cadence. Silence fills the room, aside from the camera's soft whir and the faint tick of a wall clock. The timestamp in the lower corner reads 02:14:03. The anomaly is clear. No visible actor approaches the chair. Door frames and curtains show no flicker of breeze. Viewers immediately pointed out possible causes. An uneven floor causing perceptible sway when someone stands nearby. A vibration from heavy traffic on the nearby road. A prank recorded from another angle. Forensic cues complicate those explanations. The camera's wide-angle lens shows floorboards and a hanging lamp that do not oscillate in time with the chair, which weakens the vibration hypothesis. The uploader says she stepped back to check on the baby when the rocking began and then called the child's mother. She unplugged the nursery monitor and uploaded the clip unedited. She later posted follow-up clips showing a series of small disturbances over several nights. The mood remains unsettled. What do you think? Mechanical quirk, prank, or something else? The next clip originates from a front door Ring camera posted by the account at Dunhouse, a homeowner who set the device to monitor packages. Hook, the front door opens inward while the house appears empty. On the footage, a voice off-screen says, "Did you leave it open?" A faint reply, "No," cuts off. The door swings open in near silence. Curtains behind it flutter for a moment, though the trees outside are still, their leaves motionless in the frame. The camera's infrared timestamp blinks to the exact second of the event. Key anomalous indicators: absence of wind in the exterior foliage, no recorded footstep noise on the microphone, and a gap in the audio track of a fraction of a second right when the door begins to move. Possible explanations include a mechanical failure of the door latch, someone leaving through a back exit, or an artifact caused by the camera's compressing software that misaligns audio and video. Support for a mechanical theory appears thin. The uploader confirms all other doors were locked and the security logs show no secondary entry. They called a neighbor and checked the footage frame by frame. Nothing appears at the threshold until the door moves. The homeowner said they ran outside but found no one on the porch. Investigators suggested environmental pressure change from passing large vehicles could jar an old door, while others suspected someone off-camera pulled a quick prank. The clip ends with the uploader posting a screenshot of the timestamp and asking viewers to help interpret the anomaly. Did someone exit unseen, or did the house move on its own? From an Instagram story recorded inside a small apartment, @MikeWalks captured what looks at first like a playful moment but becomes strange fast. A child's mobile above the crib spins while the room is otherwise still. Hook. The mobile rotates 3 times in perfect circles though no one touches it. In-clip audio, a soft laugh. Baby's awake? Then a sharper whisper. Mom, look. The camera angle shows the baby sleeping, chest rising calmly. Notably, the apartment's ventilation vent is visible and appears closed. The mobile's smooth rotation suggests more than a single gust. Viewers were split. Some offered that the baby's small movements could create micro airflows. Others noted that the mobile's axis seemed to rotate with a precision hinting at mechanical interference, an unseen hand caught before the frame. Forensics to consider. A static object in the foreground, a stuffed animal, sits unmoved, which undermines a general airflow theory. Conversely, the crib's thin mattress gives small tactile feedback that could let a child's foot or mattress bounce set the mobile in motion. The account owner, a babysitter, left the child with the mother and later returned to find the mobile stationary and the crib undisturbed. Sensitively, some commenters suggested medical or sleep-related causes for the infant's minimal movement. Others gently offered that camera compression sometimes creates the illusion of synchronized motion. The uploader requested privacy and later removed extensive personal details, sharing only the clip and a brief, anxious caption. The footage stays quiet and unresolved. Viewers were urged to recommend non-alarming explanations rather than speculate wildly about the child's health. A grainy Snapchat recording comes from @explore.theoldmill, a group of urban explorers who spent an evening documenting an abandoned structure on the edge of town. Hook. A silhouette appears briefly at an upper window where no person should be. The clip's audio includes a nervous chuckle. "Bro, that's unreal." One voice whispers a single line. "Did you see him?" The camera, pointing up through shattered glass, picks out a shadow unlike the ragged outlines of the building's broken frames, an elongated human form pausing then sliding out of sight. No reflection or car headlights are visible. The timestamp matches the explorer's stated arrival time.
Forensics point to a curious detail. Adjacent window reflections remain sharp and unchanged, which weakens the reflection hypothesis. Yet the figure's outline has a slight pixelation consistent with compressing and lower frame rates that can smear a moving object into ghostly blurs. The uploader told neighbors and shared footage with the building superintendent. No one reported a presence matching the image. Some viewers suggested the camera's sensor, chilled by the winter air, created a brief lens condensation that distorted a normal pedestrian. The uploader wrote in a later caption that they installed a higher quality camera after the incident and asked followers if anyone else in the building had similar footage. The clip ends with the street empty and the uploader's breath fogging the doorway glass. From a civilian dashcam uploaded to Facebook by @MattDrives, recorded on a rural highway, comes one of the more cinematic anomalies. Hook. A pale figure stands in the middle of a rain-slick road, illuminated by passing headlights, then vanishes between frames. The in-clip audio contains a single exclamation, "What the F is that?" The dashcam timestamp and GPS overlay show the vehicle is moving at 32 miles per hour. There are no other cars close enough to have stopped. Forensics favor several mundane possibilities: a pedestrian stepping out then ducking into the roadside ditch, a person carrying a reflective umbrella, or an animal caught mid-bounce that the camera shutter turns into anthropomorphic motion. Against those ideas stands the vanishing, the frame immediately after the figure is gone, though the area is illuminated by the car's own headlights and the road shows no obvious place to hide. Matt pulled over, walked the stretch with his phone, and found only flattened grass and no footprints in the saturated mud. He later posted a follow-up showing the same road at dawn with no trace. Online investigators proposed that a misaligned frame could erase a slow-moving object when video is later compressed for upload. Others floated more sensational labels. Matt ended his post with practical caution. He urged viewers to slow down when encountering unexpected figures and to call local authorities. The clip's disappearance remains the core mystery. Finally, a short-form clip uploaded by @AshleyNightWatch on TikTok shows a compact hallway in an older apartment complex. Hook. A child's laughter seems to come from the ceiling, followed by the sound of small footsteps on an empty floor above. The on-clip dialogue is sparse. "There's no one up there," the resident whispers. Then a breathy, scared, "Listen." The camera points upward toward a ceiling hatch used for storage, its rusted hinge visible. The timestamp displays 03:07:19. Viewers reacted strongly because of the presence of possible children in the audio. Many urged restraint. The uploader, a single tenant, said she checked every apartment and spoke with management, who recorded no signs of occupancy in the empty unit above. Sensitive to the risk of speculation, commenters suggested several hypotheses: neighbors' late-night visitors, pipes producing harmonic vibrations that mimic footsteps and laughter, or recorded audio artifacts from nearby televisions mixing through the old building's electrical wiring. Forensically, shared evidence matters.
The clip includes a short burst of white noise just before the laughter, which could be an intercom or an RF interference. The hallway lights remain steady, weakening the idea of someone physically moving above. The tenant called the landlord and arranged for an inspection. Maintenance reported only an unused storage space. Some viewers worried about potential mental health issues being blamed. Others insisted on a structural explanation. The uploader closed with empathy, asking viewers to avoid harsh conjecture and to offer practical theories. The laughter echoes in the frame and in the comments, unresolved. Across these 7 recordings, a pattern emerges. Thresholds and thin barriers, doors, curtains, windows, ceilings act as the places where anomalies manifest. Sometimes the camera itself is the witness. Other times the motion is recorded only in the negative space. Each uploader responded with caution, checking doors, calling parents, unplugging devices, installing extra cameras, or contacting building management. In several instances, follow-up footage failed to replicate the original disturbance, which complicates both disbelief and belief. Some clips show forensic cues that argue against simple hoaxes. No footprints, steady exterior foliage, and consistent timestamps. While compression artifacts, frame rate drops, and low-light pixelation offer ready natural explanations for many viewers. If one unifying theory were to be proposed, it would not be a single cause, but a list of probable contributors. An aging house's quirks, sensor limitations in consumer cameras, environmental microforces, human pranks, and the rare possibility that some of these recordings capture interactions with phenomena that current tools struggle to explain. Always mark conjecture clearly. Viewers suggested drafts, camera artifacts, pranksters, or electrical interference. Some worried about mental health or safety. Others leaned towards something stranger. The responsible lens is curious, not condemning, and asks practical next steps. Replicate angles, preserve raw files, check timestamps against device logs, and involve neutral third-party agreeers when possible. If any of these clips unsettled you or sparked a theory, we'd like to hear it. Subscribe for more compilations, like for the ones that gave you chills, and send your own footage for possible inclusion. Which of these 7 moments convinced you most, and why? In the days after the compilation went live, our inbox filled with raw uploads and questions. We accepted 3 uncompressed files and a handful of device logs, camera serials, last charge timestamps, and brief witness statements. The first step, our team agreed, was preservation. No re-encoding, no cropping, a clean transfer to a write-once drive, and a signed chain of custody. From there came narrow, methodical work. Frame-by-frame stabilization to reveal lost motion, spectral analysis of the audio to separate laughter from room tone, and cross-referencing timestamps with known network events that might have injected noise. We also learned the softer rules. When a clip involves a vulnerable person, children, the elderly, someone clearly distressed, priority 1 is privacy and care. We redacted identifying details, encouraged uploaders to seek local support, and resisted public labeling until independent verification could confirm or falsify startling claims. What follows in this series is a deeper look at how small physical thresholds, loose shingles, the edges of door jambs, creaking attic joists can translate into viral mysteries, and at least one case where the raw evidence pointed away from easy explanations. If you have material you believe deserves scrutiny, preserve the file, record who else saw it and when, and send it with context rather than conjecture. The work of disentangling wonder, error, and harm is slow and exacting. We invite careful witnesses, not headlines.